We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. We swear by peace and love to stand, heart to heart and hand in hand. Mark, oh Spirit, hear us now. Mark, oh Spirit, hear us now. Mark, oh Spirit, hear us now. Sealing this our sacred vow. Fingers flow with the energy of God. Fingers flow with God. Fingers flow with the energy of God. Fingers flow with God. Arms of mine, God is love. 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 Feet, they flow with the energy of God. Feet, they flow with God. Feet, they flow with the energy of God. Feet, they flow with God. Roots of life, God is love. 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 Grounded flows with the energy of God. Grounded flows with God. Grounded flows with the energy of God. Grounded flows with God. Source light, fill me. Source light, to me. Source light, fill me. Source light, to me. My heart, it flows with the energy of God. Heart, it flows with God. Heart, it flows with the energy of God. Heart, it flows with God. Beams of light, breathe me. Beams of light, heal me. Beams of light, breathe me. Beams of light, heal me. Fingers flow with the energy of God. Fingers flow with God. Fingers flow with the energy of God. Fingers flow with God. Arms of light, God is love. Arms of light, God is love. Arms of light, God is love. Arms of light, God is love.
Oh, yes. so much. It would be a great way to start our service. We are flowing with the energy of God here and now. Can you feel it? Can you feel? I want you to do this. Fingers closed. So we're welcome you here today, this present moment. We're so glad each and every one of you are here with us. We welcome to those who are watching virtually. We love you and appreciate you. And to begin our service, we have an opening prayer. Our prayer chaplain today is Diane Morgan, and she'll be available for one-on-one prayer support immediately following the service.
Wow, what a wonderful song to start. Well, let's go to that center where we know there is one Spirit, one God, one power. And from that power, we join together in this beloved community of love and light. And we think about all the other folks gathered together on this Sunday morning in gathering in light and understanding and spirit. And we pray for everybody on all the paths that they are in their journey to spiritual growth. And we celebrate this wonderful springtime and the roller coaster weather that we're having. And think about the roller coaster that is our lives, the change. And through all that change, we are still on the path of growing in spirit. And so we say thank you for this day. Thank you for this gathering. Thank you for the beautiful music and the message of Sandy as we gather in love. And so it is.
Thank you, Diane. And now you'll join me in our mission statement. Together, Unity of Parish Town, a welcoming community, embraces spiritual awakening through affirmative prayer and meditation, creating a positive path of abundant living for all. And now we'll have the reading of the daily word with someone who is wearing multiple hats today, Artie.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Grace. From the moment I greet the day to the moment I rest at night, I am enfolded in the grace of God. I find grace in the rhythm and balance of the natural world. It is in the beauty of a sunrise and a sweet, gentle rain. I find grace in the sweet souls with whom I share this beautiful planet, the faces of my dear ones and others I meet throughout the day. Grace is the presence of God, made manifest. As it does for the world around me, grace blesses my life as well. It is the unexpected kindness, the serendipity, the forgiven error. It is the assurance I carry in the deepest recesses of my soul that I am loved, treasured, and secure in the heart of God. Timothy 1:14 says, "And the grace of our Lord overflowed for me with the faith and the love that are in Christ Jesus." And let's read the caption on the screen. The grace of God surrounds and enfolds me. Hold that in your heart space. Take a breath. We'll reflect one more time. The grace of God surrounds and enfolds me. Thank you.
And thank you, Artie. And now we'll have another song with Luke Johnson. He is a singer, songwriter, musician, out of the Winchester area, and as he sets up, or is that? I invite you to check out his website, lukejohnsonband.com. Is that right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love singing, so please sing along. Living connection, your power in action. Living connection, stillness in motion, dissolve my corrosion. Living connection. Endless supply of belief in you. Endless supply when we fold into the truth. It isn't hard to be the amazing person you already are. A living connection. I plan and I act on my guidance. Living connection. What's an impulse anyway, but living connection. You're singing the tunes the trees wrote just for today. Living connection. I sway with the light and I let it speak. Living connection. I'm your receiver, an infinite dreamer. Living connection. There's more where that came from. Living connection just to see what the sky was made of. I drank from your blue. Living connection just to see what my soul's made of. Little bits of you. Living connection just to see what the earth is made of. Ladle up your truth. Living connection just to touch what my life was made of. Unlimited you. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, you get yours while I get mine. Sing it, y'all. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, you get yours while I get mine. Oh, undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time. Undivided, divided, you get yours while I get mine. Undivided, divided, so together by the hands of time.
You took us to church. We didn't know you were there yet, but we got there with you. Thank you so much. What a treat. So very good. Well, with all the energy that was raised with that song, let's go ahead and greet our neighbor. And again, just a brief reminder, this is a time to say hello, how you doing, not a time to share your life story. If you are not a hugger, please make sure you put your hand out or just, you can just keep your hands in front of you, indicating that you'd rather just be greeted verbally instead of physically. And if you would care to say hello to our friends that are watching virtually, the camera is set over here with Arnie, just go by there and say hello. Let's be their neighbor, friends. Thank you.
I just wanted to say hello to you guys on Facebook and YouTube. We're so happy that you're joining us. And for those who couldn't make it live and wanted to, and they're staying home due to sickness or something, we're going to hold you in prayer, knowing that you are held in divine mind as whole and healthy and perfect. Thank you so much for being part of our community.
Morning. Careful there. There you go. That's right. Good to see you.
And we can continue the conversations after the service during our coffee, chat, and shoot, whatever it's called. Please be seated. Thank you so much. Whew. I really just want to listen to Luke. But that's another Sunday. Yeah, Luke will be back on March 17th. So, and then on the 10th, Brent and Patty will be here. So we have good music all month. Yeah. Okay, moving right along. So Bill Paxton turned 96 recently and has no intention of retiring. Take that in. 96, right? He is Britain's oldest worker and has a career that spans over 8 decades. He began work at 14 and as a plumber's apprentice during World War II. And then he started a successful sawmill business, a family-run company. He says you've got to keep your mind moving. The trick is not to stop. You can't sit back. You got to keep doing something. Words to live by. He mainly helps in the office now, but he does go out onto the factory floor, still working 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. He just gave up his 6th day. He was going to 6 days. And he's never missed a whole week's worth of work at all. At all. Never missed it. He did have a hip operation. He missed a couple of days in a row, though. 3 of his grandchildren are now at the helm of the sawmill, and he's welcoming them to run it. He is now what he calls a gopher. And he comes in at 9, leaves at 5. He walks around to see how the machines are doing, and he can tell if there's a problem just by hearing a squeak in the machine. He's that familiar with them, above all the noise. So he began the sawmill company with just 2 employees. It has now a staff of over 60 and 2 locations too. So talk about commitment and dedication. Isn't that a wonderful tribute to that and what Bill has done? And many of you are showing these same qualities in the complaint-free challenge that we're doing. Maybe not quite as determined as he has been in his life. However, we do what we can when we can, right? The complaint-free challenge, for those who may not be familiar with it, where's my bracelet, is a challenge to go 21 days in a row without complaining. And if you complain, then you start all over by moving the bracelet to the other wrist. Yes, 21 days in a row. You may have found, for those taking the challenge, that you're becoming more aware of how much you complain. We are moving into the conscious incompetent stage. We know what we're doing, but we can't seem to stop. Maybe it's slowing down a little bit, but the words are still coming out of our mouth at times. But that's okay. It took the author of the book, The Complaint-Free World, many tries to get to the 21 days in a row. So dedication and commitment are called for in this challenge. Will Bowen, the author of the book, tells us there is no prize for being the fastest person to complete the challenge. Okay? In fact, I tend to be skeptical of people who say they have been at it for a week and are already on day 7. In my experience, these are people who are not aware when they complain. So slow and steady, being aware. That's what it's all about. Paying attention to the words that we are speaking. Bowen goes on to say that most people are like the woman who posted on Facebook, who said, got my bracelet 10 minutes ago, already had to change it 5 times. And then she posted later, an hour later, I'm up to 10 times. So hang in there. It's not a race, it's a process of transformation, and you are worth it. All of those benefits that we've talked about the past couple of months, past couple of weeks, the health benefits, the emotional benefits of not complaining, the spiritual benefits, you are worth it. Now just to refresh our memories, a complaint is really not accepting the way things are. That's when we complain. Okay. Wayne Dyer tells us of one more benefit of not complaining, and that is peace. Peace is the result of retraining your mind to process life as it is, rather than how you think it should be. Yeah, accepting what is. And then we also have another quote telling us that change is not an event, but a process. It requires patience, perseverance, and determination. So whether you're taking this challenge or not, maybe there's another change that you'd like to see in your life, 21 days is the length of time it takes to really change a habit. If you're replacing something that's maybe more life-affirming than something that is no longer serving you, doing it 21 days in a row is going to set you up for success. So a group of frogs were... It's like there was no easy transition there. I'm just going to dive right in. A group of frogs was traveling through the woods. Okay, just stay with me here, folks. Okay. And 2 of them fell in a deep pit. And while the other frogs crowded around the edge of the pit and saw how deep it was, they began yelling down, or I guess croaking down, that there's no hope. You can't get out of here. Just forget about it. You're going to die in that pit. Well, the 2 frogs that were down there decided to try anyway. They began jumping up and trying to get out of the pit. And despite their efforts, the group of the frogs at the top kept yelling down to them, just give up. Why are you putting yourself through this? And that they would never make it out. And eventually, one of the frogs that was trying to jump out of the pit agreed. Stopped jumping and just rolled over and died. The other frog, though, continued to jump as hard as he could, and he got higher and higher. Eventually, he made it out of the pit, and the crowd of frogs came around him and said, didn't you hear us telling you to give up? Why did you keep going? And he goes, I can't hear what you're saying, I'm deaf. So he thought they were encouraging him all this time. So the idea of the story, as simple as it is not to pay attention to the voices, whether they're the voices inside your head or the voices around you, telling you that you cannot do this. Whether it's the 21 days straight in a row of being complaint-free, or whatever other habit you are trying to change, you can do it. You have all the tools that you need in order to change your life around. No matter how deeply that pathway is ingrained in your brain of complaining. You know, we are all born with a negativity bias. we're kind of programmed that way to see where the saber-toothed tiger is, right? We're looking for the bad, we're looking for the shoe to drop. But we can overcome that because our brains are plastic. They can change. We can change that. Yes. So it doesn't matter how slowly you go, Confucius tells us, so long as you do not stop. Elizabeth Blackwell was the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States and also in Britain. In 1849, she was rejected from 29 medical schools. Just imagine that, 29 medical schools before she got accepted in one by mistake. They didn't realize she was female. She went on to build a medical practice, served impoverished families, and established the first medical college for women. Pretty amazing story of perseverance, I think. So perseverance is what is called for in this challenge. I think also self-compassion is called for. Whenever we're trying to change our thoughts or our actions, self-compassion, being gentle with ourselves when we fall back into complaining or criticizing or gossiping or those old habits. Self-compassion, learning to accept ourselves, being easy with ourselves. When we are easy with ourselves, when we are accepting of ourselves, it's much easier to accept others and to be easy and gentle with others as well. So we've talked about self-compassion here before, but I thought this might be a good time to just review some of the components of it. So self-compassion involves treating yourself the way you would treat a friend who is having a hard time, who is going through a hard time. It's a practice in which we learn to be a good friend and supporter to ourselves when we need it the most. To be a supporter instead of a critic. Most of us have a very robust inner critic going on in our heads. And particularly when we feel that we're unable to do something or that we failed at something. That inner critic really can kick into high gear. So, on the other hand, most of us would not treat others the way we treat ourselves with that inner dialogue. We're much more compassionate towards others. So I'm asking for us to be aware of this. Instead of that running commentary of condemnation that we may be listening to inside our head, just imagine if you said that to someone else. You would never do that. I'm pretty sure everyone in this room, everyone listening to us, would never treat another like that. Jack Kornfield says, if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. So self-compassion has three components. The first one is kindness. The second one, I don't know why I did this separately. Common humanity is the second component, and mindfulness. Now, when we make a mistake, as I said, our usual reaction is to tear ourselves down in some way. We go over all the things that we did wrong, what we should have done instead, and just are generally harsh with ourselves. So learning to be kind and gentle to ourselves, learning to be supportive and encouraging instead of attacking or berating ourselves means learning to actively soothe ourselves, comfort ourselves. And we can do this physically simply by just rubbing circles on our chest. That is a soothing act. And we can calm ourselves the same way and then learn to move into gentler self-talk as well. Our culture doesn't necessarily teach us to be kind to ourselves. It's something that we need to learn and teach ourselves. So the second part of self-compassion, common humanity, refers to recognizing that everyone makes mistakes. It's part of the human experience. Everyone is a work in progress here. Recognizes that life in this human experience, because yes, we are fully human and we are fully divine, this fully human part of us suffers some. That's part of the human experience, is suffering. To be human means to suffer some. So in the context of this complaint-free challenge, or in the context of trying to change something that might be more uplifting in our lives. It means to recognize that we are changing a habit, and probably everyone struggles with that. Okay, so we are connected to all of humanity in this human experience. Everyone makes mistakes. We inadvertently complain at times. Life happens. And when we do that, when we move into that time of berating ourselves, we also isolate ourselves, my friends. We think we are the only ones who are suffering, but life happens to all of us. This is the piece to remember, that we are in it together. We feel we may be the only ones not able to stop complaining, or the only ones who aren't able to do something. We are alone in our suffering. But when we remember, this is part of the human experience, and that the frustration that I may be feeling for complaining once more is the frustration that you may be feeling for complaining once more. And that lightens our load together. And then the third component to self-compassion, so we're kind to ourselves. We recognize that it is a human experience. And the third component is mindfulness. And this is really being able to acknowledge when we have a hard time of the feelings that are coming up within. Most of us tend to shy away from what we're feeling at that time. We may get caught up in problem solving, so we don't, allow the feelings to enter into our awareness. So mindfulness helps us to not become absorbed in the feelings, but to process the feelings. We notice them, but we don't get carried away with them. Instead of, my life is a failure because I complained today, or I'm a failure because I did this and that. It may look more like, well, today, yes, I did complain, but I'm starting over now, recognizing that we can do that. So I saw recently a post on Facebook, which I've seen a couple times, and you may have seen it too, but I thought it kind of fit in this lesson today. You're holding a cup of coffee, and someone comes along and bumps into you, or shakes your arm, and it makes you spill the cup of coffee. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped into me, you might think. But you spilled the coffee because you had coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in your cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever's inside the cup is what will spill out. So when life comes along and shakes you up, which it will, whatever's inside you will come out. You have to ask, what's in my cup? And when life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratefulness, or peace? Or complaints, harsh words, or bitterness? Life provides the cup. We choose how to fill it. So today we can really work on choosing to fill our cup with gratitude, with compassion for others and for ourselves, with a gentleness, if you will. Yes, we can know that we are worth this compassion. We are worth it because we are an expression of Spirit. We are one with Spirit. We get to choose. We're worthy of the benefits and not complaining too, my friends, if you're doing the challenge. Don't get discouraged now. You are worth it. You can do it. You have to have a little bit of perseverance, maybe a lot of compassion for yourself, but also the faith of knowing that you are worthy of all good. You are worthy because you are one with the one. We're going to move into a time of meditation now. But first, I invite you to join with me in our affirmation. Together, I am worthy. And as we take that into our hearts, let's go ahead and adjust our position as necessary. Begin paying attention to your breath. Relaxing the body. Calming the mind. I am worthy. Worthy of the goodness of God. I am worthy of self-compassion. I am worthy. Worthy of all good. In order to come into this full realization of myself as worthy of the goodness of God, I need to know that I am spirit. I am an expression of God. I am more than my accomplishments, more than my appearance, more than my experiences. I am a unique, individual creation of God. I am worthy. There has never been, nor will there ever be, a creation exactly like me. The universe has invested care, energy, and love in me. No matter if I think that I may have fallen short of some mark, in truth, I am a beloved and unique creation, and I am worthy. I will not negate my worthiness any more than I would that of another. I am worthy of God's goodness. And as we go into the silence, I invite you to use that affirmation as your anchor to stay in this present moment, and as a vehicle to deepen the meditation. I am worthy of the goodness of God. In the silence. I am worthy of the goodness of God. As we bring this time of meditation to a close, I invite you to use your imagination of that goodness of God, all the peace, all the love within you. all the faith. And as we sit comfortably, restfully, giving thanks for this time of communion, I'll have another song I lead.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. Oh, hell below us, above us on the sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no fighting too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You can say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you care. No need for greed, no need for your hunger. One brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all of the world. You can say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine there's more love, endless wings and doves, faith in future bright. Collect the stars all night. Imagine all the people soaking up the source. You're rocking in the cradles of arms of the divine flame.
I really appreciate those extra verses on there too. That was beautiful, beautiful. So, whew, I know. We are blessed today. I invite you to join me in our affirmation for our offering. Together, God is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all-providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as the reality of me. Do we believe that? Individualized. Yes. So as we take the offering, I think we have the song. Yeah.
Levitate systems with divine persistence. Levitate systems with divine persistence. Levitate systems with divine persistence. Yes, sir, all right here. We all bow our heads to the spiral dance. Space marks on the whole universe and signal glance. Open arms wrap around. The next chapter is bright in the sound. You may not know why, but see it more time. We gotta levitate existence with divine persistence. Levitate existence with divine persistence. Levitate existence with divine persistence. Lord in one hand, propeller in the other. Releasing the grievances, fulfilling the smother. The table has roots right there down into the core. She been cooking up a log cake, yeah. It's got no time for the toy. I know the sweet fire recharges her soul, the open soul. If we just levitate existence with divine persistence. Levitate existence with divine persistence. Levitate existence with divine persistence. Yeah. Please don't play their tricks in the rain. The cold wind stillness will freeze them again. The light springs forth into new laughter. Oh, we gotta thank the director. And of course, all the actors cast out upon the shining galaxy. can't forget. Rebuild your inner well tree. Ready to set your bets. It's a rebuild roulette. I was staring like a shell, snow right down upon your crust. Crack me open, baby, it's a sensual bust. Yeah. Responsibility, faith-filled nations, alphabetical creations, oh, inspiration, praising measure, universal treasure, oh, believe, come free, Levitate systems with divine systems. Levitate systems with divine persistence. Levitate systems with divine persistence. Gifts are alright here.
Thank you so much, Lou. We do have a few announcements to make here. The sound bath is this Wednesday, so that means if you're able to help us move the chairs after the service today, that'd be greatly appreciated. We have a spring dance workshop coming up on Saturday, which is so much fun. This is a dance for anybody, any level of experience, and it doesn't matter if you can't feel like you can't do it. It doesn't matter. You're just going to have fun, okay? There's meditation and choreography that anyone can learn. And then, talk about fun. The chili cook-off is coming up next Sunday. So for all of those who like to cook or bake, I invite you to bring your pie or your chili in. There will be prizes awarded for the best of each category. And for those who would like to be a friendly judge, a discerning palate or whatever, there is a $10 fee to sample all those pies and all that chili. It's so good. And then on Wednesday, we come back to our complaint-free world on the 13th and the 20th, and then we'll wrap it up. Please let me know if you're coming. If you haven't come before, if you came the past couple weeks, let me know if you're not going to come, so I can know how much to cook for, because it's dinner and discussion, followed by a midweek service. And the 22nd is dinner and game night, which last month, those who were there are laughing because it was delightful. It was, yes, a competitive edge came out in me. So we played I think just 2 games, and it was a riot. So if you want to have a little bit of fun, sign up for that. And our choir is going to practice beginning next Sunday at 10 after 10. If you're part of the choir, or if you'd like to be part of the choir, show up then, and I'm sure Patty will introduce you to the songs that they're singing for Palm Sunday and Easter. One more?
Just a reminder that next Sunday, clocks go forward.
Oh, I don't even think about that anymore because it's so digital anymore. It's like, oh yeah, what time is it? Yeah. But yeah, thank you for that. The clock, we spring forward next Sunday. Yahoo! So while the sign-up sheet is going on, we're going to sing another song. This is our song for the series of the Complaint-Free World. You may recognize it.
Complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. New day is dawning in my soul. Believe it or not, I ain't lying. I'm not trying to cover up the fact. I've been down, been betrayed, I've been broken till I gave up the struggle at last. I can see all the ways I've been guilty, and the wisdom that has brought me to this place. Through the twists and the turns, I have finally come to learn to trust this amazing kind of grace. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. And a new day is dawning in my soul. I was surprisingly easy. Forgiveness shows up without a fight. Through the ups and downs, I see beauty all around. 'Cause I'd rather be grateful than right. And I need to pay what I'm getting. To find such unexpected harmonies. Leaving the light for turning our shadow to the music that sets me free. I got no regrets whatsoever. I got no regrets whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And a new day is dawning in my soul. Yes, a new day is dawning in my soul. Yeah, I got no regrets. I got no regrets. I'm seriously blessed. I'm seriously blessed. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. All the time. All the time. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. I got no complaints whatsoever. And new day is dawning in my soul. New day is dawning in my soul. I got no regrets. I'm seriously blessed. And a new day is dawning in my soul.
We are getting funky in here today. And I love it, I gotta say. So at this time, we're going to say goodbye to our virtual friends. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad that you're part of this community. Have a wonderful, wonderful week and hope to see you back here next Sunday.